welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different and not anything that I normally do. I'm a very drama-free person, but I feel like with the current happenings of this giant scandal, I feel like I have an opinion and perhaps a little bit of a perspective you might have not heard of yet. So I just wanted to share my thoughts. I'm not trying to bash anyone, I'm not trying to tell you what's right or wrong or whatever. I just want to share my thoughts. I've got some tea here and I just want this to be a very casual chit chat video. I feel like I don't do enough of these. I definitely didn't intend to even talk about this at all, not on my social media, not on anything, but I feel like I should. I trust that you guys all know about the scandal and have heard of it in some capacity. I don't want to bore you with the continuous details that everybody kind of spits out at you, and if you want more details, there's so much out right now that you can definitely watch or read or whatever. But essentially, in one sentence, Olivia Jade's parents paid for her and her sister to get into college and took someone else's spot in the academic perspective, but also in the crew team rowing team sports as well. What? So I definitely think we can agree that it's wrong and things shouldn't have happened, and I'm sure that the intention to begin with wasn't as malicious and didn't expect to get so blown out as I can imagine. I'm sure Olivia's parents did not foresee themselves going to court and being arrested and all these things. So yeah, it definitely sucks for them. But the reason I kind of wanted to talk about it was because, as you guys know, I'm in college and I'm a mom, and I became a mom at 16 years old. I was only a few days away from turning 17, but you can imagine that my life completely flipped upside down. My world has become something it has never been before. And I had a child, you know, and I was still in high school. I hadn't graduated at that point. But by the time I went back and things got rolling, I eventually started applying to colleges because I wanted to pursue my education. I didn't have a family business I could kind of go into or anything like that. I essentially had the future in my hands, and whatever I wanted out of it, I had to put in the work. So, you know, of course I did well in high school and I applied to colleges, which is why I got in, and this and that. And if you didn't know, I'm in Canada, so of course this particular incident with, say, Olivia Jade, I know that this kind of went on in several universities, but of course this didn't personally affect me in terms of oh, Olivia took my spot at USC, but I do relate to the people that are upset and that got rejected from USC and thinking maybe they had a better chance if entitled rich kids weren't a part of the equation. And I get it, and I just feel for them so hard because I didn't have to go through that, and I'm in college because I worked hard just like it should be. And on top of it all, I have a dependent. School isn't the easiest with a child, whether it's high school or post-secondary. The time you have to do schoolwork is very limited, at least for me. You know, I want to be an attentive parent. I don't want to just have my face in the books while Stefan is at home for the few hours I get to see him a day because he's at daycare and I'm at school. And that's just how it is, that's how life is right now, and I understand, and I know it won't last forever. I'm very grateful to have the option to go to school and build a career for myself and set up my family for a great future, and I'm excited for it. But I just can't imagine that being stripped from me. And the reason I say that is because where I live, where I went to high school, and this is the city I live in, is the city I applied to colleges because I'm a mom. Feel free to disagree with me on this, but because I'm a mom and because I have a son, I did not see it possible to move anywhere to go to school. Of course, there are other places in Canada that offer the program that I'm in, which is criminal justice, but nowhere near me other than the program that I'm in. So what I'm saying is, if somebody had been able to buy their way into college and take my spot, I wouldn't be able to go to school. I would not be in the program I want to be in. I would not be doing what I want to be doing. And I wouldn't have the option to move away and go somewhere else and attend the same or similar program elsewhere. Because even if Stefan and I packed up and left, there is absolutely no possible way that I could manage everything on my own without any family around. Mitchell and I are very fortunate to have amazing family around in the city, able to help us when we need them. And you know, sometimes I do need, last winter semester I had several Sundays that I had to just go to school and get my work done and just not be bothered by anyone, and that meant leaving Stefan with Mitchell, with my family or whatever. I can't do that if I'm away somewhere, so it just made no sense, and I just did not see that being possible whatsoever to move away. So as a mom, my mobility was very, very capped, and I just can't imagine being turned away from like a dream program, a dream college, a dream school, a dream degree because somebody else is privileged. I do not have a wealthy family background whatsoever, and we all worked hard to be where we are and continue to do so. So I can't imagine just like cheating your way through it and buying college admission. Like, who and how? Obviously we don't have like the whole full details and everything that's going on with the case. But there are so many people involved, so it's not just Olivia's parents, and it's not just Olivia and Bella that are involved in this. There's so many more, and it's absolutely outrageous. I feel very bad for the people that have worked so hard to make it into their dream school and then not given the opportunity because somebody else had money. I'm very grateful to be in school and be given the opportunity to attend, and you know, I'm very grateful that Stefan is well taken care of while I do so. You know, I'm proud of myself for being in school and getting into school. That was like such a big moment for me because, you know, graduating with a child, like, it's not the easiest thing to do. But I was very excited to not only graduate but also get in to college, and not only get into college but get into my first choice program at my first choice school. So it was very exciting for me, and it breaks my heart that some kids didn't get that experience because of privileged rich kids that don't even care about school. And not only kind of this perspective of it as well, like if you guys have been following me for a while and like will tune into a live stream or something like that that Mitchell and I do, a lot of people often ask like, who are your favorite YouTubers? And for the longest time, like, I really did like Olivia Jade's content. I kind of stopped watching her videos in the last couple of months just because I feel like she hasn't been putting in a lot of effort and the content's kind of just not what it used to be. But for a while, like, I really loved her stuff, and I would watch her videos and I'd get excited every time she'd post, and she was like my top 3 people I'd watch, you know? And now, like, to see this, and I honestly can't say I'm too surprised, just because she's always kind of carried that demeanor of like, I'm rich, I'm a little bit better than you, I get what I want, I don't care about school, but I just want to party, like, and I know we've all been saying this, you know, it's out there, and she said it herself, but it's just really disappointing. Like, there's so many people out there that would just kill to go to school, and she just gets it handed to her. I mean, whether it's admission to college or like a car or whatever, like, you know, you see, at least I have seen people, like, even locally, you know, in my life that get stuff handed to them and they just don't appreciate it and they don't value it. Whereas I've like worked for everything I have, like I bought my own car. Mitchell and I live in this apartment that, you know, we saved up for and that we continue to pay for, and like nobody is, you know, transferring us money. I think that's like a common misconception and assumption from people that like we get a nice little package of cash handed to us every month or week or whatever, which is not the case. Like, not the case whatsoever, and it hasn't ever been that way. Like, I've always been very independent in terms of money, and I've always been smart with it, and that's why I'm paying for my own education and I'm paying to get myself through school. Even back before this like whole scandal broke out, you know, I would watch her videos, Olivia's videos, and just think about like, dang, like she's in school and she doesn't have to worry at all ever about tuition, you know, it's all taken care of. Just even that, like, you have 0 student loans and you will never know what it's like to carry that burden, you know, and like most of us do. So I don't know, I guess I'm just a little bit disappointed for sure. I don't know if I'm like mad or angry about it. I feel like I would be if, say, she went to my school and I wasn't accepted because she got in. I don't know. But I definitely am disappointed in her and her family. And it's really too bad that they did that. Like, it really is. There was no reason for Olivia to go to school. From what I interpreted, I don't think that she ever wanted to. I feel like it was more her parents saying you need to because we need to have a kid, 2 kids that went to USC because that's how it is, you know, our kids need to be well educated. I don't know. And you know, if they had just not done that and just let her do her thing, like, they wouldn't be in court and stuff. So I don't know. I don't want to sit here and point fingers and tell them what they did wrong, because I'm sure they know, and we don't know the full story anyways. So I'm not here to bash. I'm not here to, you know, spill the tea that I don't have. Like, it's not my tea to spill. I just wanted to share my opinion on the situation and kind of my perspective of like a young parent being in school. And, you know, I am sure that there are young parents that applied to USC and couldn't get in because of these privileged children, and they couldn't go to school because that's just how it is, right? Like, they wanted to get in, they couldn't, and they aren't mobile, so they can't move anywhere and go somewhere else. So I don't know, it just kind of, that's what's been on my mind regarding the situation, and I've been seeing a lot of media around it, and I haven't heard anyone kind of bring up that point. Interpret this however you want. You have the information. There's so many articles and videos and everything out there about the situation, so if you want more details or kind of what's out, there's not a lot though, like, it's just kind of the brief summary of the case. So I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts. I'm really curious to see what you think and how this has kind of been sitting with you, and I want to give you the opportunity to rant, because I have my camera and you have my comment section, so definitely let me know what you think. I love you all so much. I really hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you want more little tea sit down chats, because I'd love to do more of them. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.